Hey guys, it's Millie. Today I'm not wearing the eye makeup because I'm going to be doing a eyeshadow palette review from Russe. Here is what the packaging looks like. Here's the front. Here's the back. If you want to read that, you can pause it here, but I don't see why you would need to. And then when you open it, here's what the colors look like. First thing I noticed is that there is a protective little piece of plastic, so everything is like fresh. It was wrapped in plastic wrap, but things take me forever to open, so I opened it beforehand, but it was wrapped in plastic wrap, so I know it was brand new, no one had touched it. Here is what the color range looks like. On the back, it does say that these are all complementary colors, that they all go together, so we'll see if that is true or not whenever I put them on my eye. First thing I noticed when I look at this palette is that there's only one matte shade. The rest of them are like shimmer or like glittery. Like if you look at it, this one is matte, the rest are not. So that's really interesting to me because I prefer more matte colors. This isn't a big deal, but it's like questionable. Like you think that they would add more matte colors. So now we're gonna go in and try to create a really cool eye look from this. I have a bunch of different makeup brushes. I have some blending brushes. I have a lot of blending brushes. They all do different things. So, and then I have this dual brush. And I have my one little flat brush I'll be using for like the base color. I also have some setting spray in case it's not pigmented enough without it. I can use some setting spray to make it more pigmented, hopefully. I'm not sure if that's gonna work for this palette, but we'll see. Maybe it will. And then I also have this little mirror. It looks so bad on the side, please just ignore that. First of all, I never use this, but also Emma got into it, so, you know, that little one destroys. So, I don't use it though, so I don't mind. So I'm just gonna use the mirror on the back to help create my eye look. So the first thing I like to do is put like a shimmer highlighter color over here. I know a lot of times you do like a matte base, but I don't do that. So I'm just gonna take this color right here and put that in like the corner slash the inside half of my eyelids and see how that looks. So to do that, I'm just gonna take my little brush here and I'm just gonna dip it in, get quite a bit of product. Do I have some unblended concealer? Where did that come from? Did I not blend that in all day? It's fine. That's so weird. I hope that wasn't there all day. That's kind of embarrassing. So now I have finished the other eye and this is what it looks like so far. I don't make this perfect all the time just because I blend like the center, so the line where it ends isn't a huge deal to me just because I use like a really light shimmer shade. But if you like precision, you can do more precision. Just know that I'm not some beauty guru who's amazing. Keep that in mind. Next, for the eyes I'm going to be using different colors. But I just want to use the same base shade in the middle because that's the color that I would use more so for my everyday. So this is usually the color that I use to put it in my crease. And then to fill the other half of my eye, I use this side of this brush. So I'm just gonna take this color right here on the other side of that flat brush, get some good product on it. Oh, that looks like a lot of product. And just kind of lightly pack it in. So there's what it looks like before I blended it on my lid. Now I'm just gonna take this here and blend it on the lid. So now it's a little more blended on the lid. I'm gonna take this brush to do my crease. I'm just gonna take a little more of that color, just a little, dust it off, and then just put it in my crease. And now I'm gonna blend that with my favorite blending brush for the crease. I just use this one. It's a very light, fluffy brush, and I just kind of really concentrate on blending it out, making it even and nice and blended. So then, because I'm not a pro at makeup, and I do make mistakes all the freaking time, I took my beauty blender back out. So here is my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna blend like right here. Just kind of rub some of my foundation. There's still a little bit from this morning. I don't know if you find that gross, but if you do, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. So I'm just gonna blend out just a little bit. And then I'm also gonna put a shade on my under eye. So this is what it's looking like so far. I actually think it's pretty cute. Ooh. So now I'm just gonna take, like I said, a shade for my under eye. I'm actually just gonna use like the very tip of this one since it's a fine point tip. And I'm just gonna dip it into, oh, there's a lot of fallout already. I just blew it all away, I should have shown you, but quite a bit of fallout. You can't really tell where it came from, so I don't think that it was too bad, but still some fallout, keep that in mind. So I'm just gonna take the same shade, just a little bit on the tip of this brush. And then I'm gonna take it right underneath my eye. Just kind of where the lash line is. And then, yet again, I'm going to blend. And then, lastly, to finish the eye look, I'm just going to take my beauty blender again and just kind of go over it, making the line more defined and less wide. So here's what the final eye look on this side looks like. And now we're going to do the other side. I'm really actually happy with this one. On the other side, I'm going to use a new color, so it's not going to match. So keep that in mind, but I just wanted to show you kind of a shade range. So I'm very happy with this color. Now let me try one of the colors that I wouldn't normally use, but like you may want to see on me. So next I'm actually going to try this purple. I want to see how the purple looks. You know, it's Halloween season, so fun colors. I'm just going to try this purple one out real quick. I already have the highlighting shade here, and then I have the same brush. I cleaned it off a little bit so it didn't have a whole bunch of brown all over it, but now we're just going to go into this purple shade right here. I do notice that I have quite a bit of product on my brush and I have no fallout, so that's a really good sign. I also didn't see any fallout with the brown, so I'm not sure which color had fallout, but only one of them did so far. And it wasn't too bad, it just wasn't ideal. So this product is looking pretty good on the fallout scale. So now I'm just gonna put this all on the other half of my eye. Oh wow, that is pigmented. Whoa, I look crazy. Okay, now I'm gonna take my blending brush, try to blend this down just a little bit because this is really dark. Now that's good, lots of pigment, especially since it's like, here's what it looks like before I blend it. Now I'm just gonna blend it. It may not look perfect on the eye, just kind of look at the shade and not how well I do makeup. So pigment is looking pretty good. So now I'm just gonna go back in with this brush here in the purple and put that in my crease. I like to do 2 color eye makeup looks, but if you like to do like a whole bunch, that's cool too. And I'm gonna be swatching these with the setting spray in a minute. I forgot to do it at the beginning and I thought I'd do it if it didn't look great on the eyes, but actually pigment's pretty good on the eyes. So I'll be swatching them with the setting spray with brushes in a minute to kind of show you how they would look with brushes. Now I have a bunch of pigment in there. I think I look crazy. I don't do dark eyeshadow. I used to, but that was when I first started doing makeup and I was not experienced at all, and then I realized, hey, you know what? You look better with natural makeup, not eyeliner, not dark eyeshadow. Some people can pull that off, but honestly, I don't think that look is for me, so I don't know how this is going to look on my eye, but we're gonna give it a try. Don't knock it till you try it. So now I finished blending it out. I'm just gonna clean it up with the beauty blender. And now I'm going to put the shade under my eye as well. So again, just taking the pointy tip and getting some product on it. I also, a lot of times, like to use the side of one of these brushes, just like the side of it, dip it in, put it under. But today I thought I'd try out a new trick with using the tip of this brush right here, which is a blending brush. I really like this brush. I've never seen a blending brush like this before. I got it in an Ipsy, but I really like it. So here's what this eye looks like all done. Compared to this one, I definitely like this one way more. I feel like the color blended out a lot easier than this one. This one was really hard to blend as much as I did, and I didn't even blend it that much. So I would definitely say that this color is better than this color, but if you're looking for some spooky look, then you may want to go with the purple, but it's definitely not my favorite shade, both for the color and how it blended out, but it's definitely a fine shade. Looking at it, it's not too purple, but it does have like a purple tint, so it's like really, really nice for like Halloween. You don't have to like look crazy purple, but you can have like a nice purple little vibe to you. So those are all the colors I'm gonna be trying on my eyes. I hope that you got to see the color that you wanted, but now I'm gonna swatch them on my hands with brushes to kind of get an idea of how the brushes would look. So first I'm gonna be starting off, we're gonna do the same order that we did before. So starting off with this one here, we're just gonna, and then right next to it, we're gonna do it with setting spray. So we're just gonna do a little. Then we're gonna take the same color and pop it right next to it. So for this shade, I don't know if you can tell on camera, it did help a little bit, but not greatly. So setting spray really didn't change the game for that color, but now I'm gonna do it with all the other shades and then show you all of them at once, so it doesn't take 400 years for you to see it. Okay guys, so I've done swatching all of them, and here is the finished product. So here's one shade, swatched without, swatched with, without, and with, and without, and with. So this one it got really messy with having like a little bit of liquid on it. So even though it's more pigmented, it didn't really mix well with the setting spray. This one worked out a lot better, and this one was just slightly better. There's a little bit of shading right here. So on my hands, so you think that this one looks a little bit better, a little bit worse, but this one actually looks a little bit better in person. This is without, with, and without and with. For the purple, it did help. You have to be really careful, don't use it that much, because it also blends kind of like this one did. It gets kind of messy, but then for this one it helped a little tiny bit, so not really. And then moving on to my wrist, because I ran out of room on my hand, also ignore medical alert bracelet, ugly. Without and with definitely worked a tiny bit better with, but not really. Without with definitely worked better with, and then without and with, and definitely worked better with. So for some of them, setting spray helps. For others, it doesn't, and for others, it helps just a little bit. So really just some of them will work, some of them it doesn't. So I wouldn't say setting spray is a huge game changer for all the colors, but it definitely is for some of them. So I'd say half of these colors I'll use again. The other half, I don't know if they're gonna work. So like this color, this one, this one, and this one, all like the Halloween spooky colors, didn't work very well. They were not very pigmented, and even if they were just really hard to work with. The other colors, like the little bronzy ones and like the highlighting ones, they actually worked out decently well. I wouldn't say they're my favorite products, but I'd say that this shade here and the highlighting shade there are gonna be part of my new everyday routine, but the others, I don't know, I haven't tried them yet, so I couldn't tell you. So I'd say 50% of the colors I like how the formula is, how the pigment is, and how they work. The other half I may be able to work with. I'm not saying that they're awful, but they're not great. So this palette, I don't know if I'd recommend it, but if you're looking for a cheap makeup palette to experiment with, I would say that this is a good one. It only costs $7.50 for 8 shades, so that's less than $1 a shade. That's pretty much $1 a shade. So pretty good price. And there were 2 palette options there, so you can get a different one. I would not recommend matte. The one matte shade was the worst shade. So while at the beginning I said I was disappointed to not see more matte colors, I'm glad there wasn't, because I don't know if they would have worked better. And it also may be the fact that they're darker colors, the ones with more black in them, maybe those don't work as well. I'm not really sure how this company works. I've never tried one of their makeup products before. So I'm happy with my purchase since I had a coupon, but if I paid full price for this, if I had paid $11, it wasn't on sale, then I don't think I'd be happy with it at all. I'll be using this again in the future, but I don't recommend to buy unless you have a coupon for it or it's on sale. I don't recommend to buy for full price. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's my first review I've ever done, so you can leave me some critiques and criticism in the comments, like telling me what to do next time, if you want to see more palette reviews, if there's a specific palette you want me to review, or whatever you want really. And also, I don't know if this is cruelty free. I can't believe I didn't look that up before I bought it. Oh my gosh, hold on, I do not believe in non-cruelty free makeup, so hopefully Charlotte Russe has cruelty free makeup. If not, that's gonna be the tea. I don't know if it's cruelty free or not. I'm really hoping it is. If you know it is or not, please let me know in the comments. If I figure it out, I will leave it in the description box below, but really fingers crossed that it's cruelty free, because that's a make or break for a product for me. So since I'm kind of on the edge with this, if it was cruelty free, I'd be like, heck yes, I'll buy it again. If it wasn't, I'd be like, no, not worth it. Even if like no matter what, if it wasn't, I wouldn't buy it again. But it would be like that kind of like make or break if I like it or not, just because I don't believe in animal testing on beauty products, because we don't need beauty products. They're fine, but we don't need them, so why torture an animal for them? I hope that you liked this video. Give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe because I make new videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!